Hey guys, welcome to our review of House of the Dragon, episode 6, The Princess and the Queen. The Princess and the Queen. And this is the first episode in which we get the 10-year time jump. And so we get the new actresses, right? For Rhaenyra and for Alicent. And I gotta say, well, first off, another amazing episode, and one that I didn't think that I would like. I came in with my biases. I was just yet getting used to the previous girls. It's like, God damn it. And even the showrunners themselves are like, this is like filming a second pilot, kind of starting over, doing all this. They call it a second pilot. And I think they did great because it's good writing. Excellent court intrigue. This is a good episode of fucking playing the Game of Thrones, and these two families and their factions kind of establishing where they are and showing that this is a generational thing that will eventually blow up and cause a lot of conflict between these various factions as these things fester. So this is sort of the festering episode, and it was really well done. And the new actresses do a great job, even though it took me a while to get you said that's not Rhaenyra. It's like, yes, you're right. That's not Rhaenyra. It is Rhaenyra 10 years from now, and she has seen some shit, And I guess you couldn't really simulate that if you're using the old actress, bringing in the old actress. I think that the recasting, although unfortunate, was kind of a bit necessary. Thankfully, some of the other ones don't get recast. They really only kind of recast those two. So Sir Christian, it's exactly the same. I guess the men don't age, right? So, and who else? Viserys.
Daemon.
Boy, Daemon is the same exactly, and then Viserys, he's looking jacked up. He does look like
he's a crypt keeper right now.
He's a crypt keeper,
Yes.
right? Just happy that he's alive. So this is still running on all full cylinders. And maybe it was just like a half step out of tune to get the new actresses back in there and then get audience. But boom, once I hit the middle of the episode and on, especially this sort of fight that erupts in the court as Sir Christian is training the young princes, and a hidden father gets pissed off. That's when things started to really click, and then we went forward. So I really enjoyed this episode. Alex, what did you think of The Princess and the Queen, episode 6?
Also known as the Real Housewives of Westeros.
Yes.
I think that I enjoyed it. I don't think it was excellent. I think that that there's some like awkward time jumps where there's just some things that happen off screen that are. They're like, what do you mean you have the most powerful, largest dragon in existence right now?
Thank you.
Yeah, what the fuck? And you're like,
I was confused. I was like, shit. And then I was like, do I want to go back and watch all 5 episodes to see? Wait a minute. I thought that dragon was mentioned to just be out in the world.
Yeah, she also mentioned it's just like, I wonder where she is. And then she's like, it's mine now. It's like, I want to see that.
Yeah, what just
I don't want to see
happened?
that guy jerking off with his ass out, like
So it
jerking
wasn't
off on
just
the
me.
commenter. Just like, there's some jarring stuff in this thing. And I liked the episode. I just don't think that this was.
Pulling a Homelander there, jerking it.
Yeah, he just want like all the people below him. He's just like he's
Jerking it.
spreading it. Yeah, and then his mom comes in, and it was very
okay.
weird.
Yeah.
I think that
Aegon is a weird guy.
yeah, he's young.
No, he's a weird guy.
Yeah, I just feel like they're moving so. I don't mind the time jump, but I think that they moved so fast with the time jump that we're just supposed to accept certain things that I think that we could have taken a little bit more time with certain things. Like if this episode had been broken up into 2,
Yes,
and
that's
then
exactly
we
what I was
fleshed out
thinking.
a lot, almost every scene we do a little bit longer into those things, I think it would have benefited quite a bit because it felt like it's like why are we moving at a breakneck speed? Did HBO give you only 8 seasons and this is the last episode? It's like, no, you got plenty of time. They're doing everything they possibly can with Game of Thrones to milk it to death. Let's milk this because this is good stuff. Like, you finally have some good stuff that people, like, even I'm on board for. Let's flesh some of this stuff out. So I felt that they didn't quite nail that, but I liked it.
Likewise,
Go.
I still liked it, but I wished it would have got broken up into 2 episodes because this is so much to unpack on this one.
Yeah.
Already with the time jump and Alicent and Renee already like despise each other, and Alicent is already like power hungry. and trying to make
Yeah,
Luke
I
play.
want more creation of the despising. Even though we did see in the last episode, Joe,
Mm-hmm.
that Alicent was like, "You motherfucking bitch, you lied to me. Everything that you said
Yeah,
was a
and this was
lie."
war,
And
and
now
it's just like
everything
10
is put
years
into
of
question.
festering.
So it festers for 10 years, but it would have been nice to see a little bit more
Something
festering.
that, and
Okay.
also Damien's wife is just kind of like we get introduced, and then all of a sudden
That
something
actress is
happens.
gone,
and
new
I'm
actress,
like,
and
okay,
then-
well, that
and then that
what
yeah.
happened with the I
The
guess
dragon?
with the dragon after.
Mhm.
I guess we're in spoilers, right?
Yeah,
The story's been out for a
this
long
is
enough.
episode 6.
Yeah,
Let's
Damon's
go.
wife. She's like, okay, I can't have a kid, and now I'm gonna go kill myself. Get a rider's death, I guess.
Well, she knows the sign of the times is they're gonna cut her open and kill her anyway, and so I want to go out on my terms.
And
So-
make sure the baby dies too.
That baby was dead.
They said
That
they,
baby didn't.
they said they could
They said
possibly save the
possibly.
baby.
There's a lot of
Nah, he says that
possibilities.
baby dead.
Yeah,
That
so
baby
just a
already
lot
dead.
of stuff that was there that I wish I could have seen.
Yeah.
So, still good. I
I'm with
wanted
you.
to see more of it.
Yeah, and that's always the problem with time jumps is just
Yes.
and then when do you slow down? You know, and I think they went a little too far. We did just a slight bit back with the new actresses to show some of the festering. And who knows? That you could get this in following episodes, but it's like we feel that this particular one could be broken into two and expanded on these particular plot lines that were shown in episode
And
6.
especially that treacherous guy who hires the
Laris.
guys. Laris.
Yeah, Lord.
I'm like, man, there's
Lord
so much going on.
Laris Strong.
He is basically Laurie's strong. Laurie's who has become the little finger of the series, kind of replacing the Hand of the King, Otto, who is teased to be coming back. Lars does something extremely shocking in order to put things into motion for his queen to have the return of Otto in the future. So, a lot of really good treachery and fucking playing the Game of Thrones, and I really liked it. But yes, I agree. The two major things is it's like, where exactly do we come back in after the time jump, and could we expand on what's shown here? And then the dragon. Excuse me, where'd this one come from? And the status of the dragons. Can we actually, have a scene where somebody's going through a book? Here's this guy's dragon. And this.
Yeah, break it down for me, please.
Break it down for me because I'm losing track. Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into final verdicts, and then we can talk about the details in the episode.
I still enjoyed it. Overall, wanted it to be longer, if anything. But
That's a good problem
it
to
is.
have.
It is a good problem. But at the same time, like, there's just so much I wanted to see, which wasn't shown. They were just like brushed it off to the side. It's like, all right, well, this happened off screen. This happened off
But
screen.
what about the stuff that was shown?
I would give it an 8.
Okay.
I would give it an 8.
Wow.
Gotcha.
I think this is some of the problems when in storytelling when you show all destination and no journey. That we got a lot of the juicy bits, but like the juicy bits, one of the reasons that they're so juicy is like there's that setup, and we have almost no setup in this episode. It's just like, oh, we're told there's 10 years of strife, and it's like I kind of want to see that. Like that's something that's actually interesting. Alicent was shown as real.
How many episodes would you put towards the 10 years of strife?
I don't know, but like this is just not enough. It's just like they could have done it in a huge variety of ways. This actually could have been episode 1 of the series, and we could have done a series of flashbacks to like flesh things out. Like there's a lot of different ways that you could have done this, but the issue
good
is
idea.
they didn't do it, and so it's like we got to see a lot of cool things. I wanted to see Laris do more dastardly, shitty things. Like he went from 0 to 100 in this immediately.
Yeah, he does the dastardly thing here. That's why I was like, what?
So we see it,
you
but-
wanted to see more build up. Did a small thing before the time jump.
Yeah, he kind of does one. And so it's like I said, like this is all destination, this is all finish line stuff. And I want to see some of the stuff that comes along the way. But I still enjoyed it. I think it's a pretty good episode. I'm going to go with 7 out of 10.
Fair. I am also 8 out of 10, Joe. The 2 points deducted were basically the 2 points that y'all brought up. So I'm glad we're all on the same page. It's like, hey, I need more Daemon stuff. His wife, which would include the dragon, because that's big. It's like how did she equip? How did she train the dragon? She's already older. She does say 15 is when she gets
Yeah.
her dragon, but a scene of that would have been fucking amazing. I mean, look at how cool this dragon is. He's like the big boss, right? And then, more Damien stuff. And then also, these, like you said, could have been broken out into 2 episodes. And maybe 2 episodes would have been sufficient for the 10-year drama that was building. You could have used the actresses, the younger actresses. Maybe 3 episodes. Have a younger actress stuff as we're going along, a little aging makeup, and then hit this and split it into 2 part. But yeah, I think even the showrunners realize that this is it's tough, as you do these time jumps and how to do this. They described it as a second, pilot where they're already establishing, boom, Larry Strong is a fucking little finger badass, and these 2 girls are really starting to hate each other and roll their eyes at each other at everything they say. But the acting is still strong. The moment where, Rhaenyra realizes she is losing power and she is completely exposed for all of her indiscretions, and she just reaches out, let's say, hey, let's bring the families together, while Viserys is, that is a judicious idea. He's like, he's loving it, and he's just so gone. He doesn't realize the shit that is about it to explode. It is done well, filmed well, great acting, and some strong writing, especially when you compare it to, some of the other shows that we are watching right now. So, 8 out of 10. Let's jump into the episode breakdown, guys. Hey, welcome to the episode breakdown. So, 10 years later, we start with the camera zoomed into pregnancy. Screen, her face. I'm like, who is this? Oh, okay, this is Rhaenyra, and she's giving birth. She goes from I don't want no children to here's my 3 children. Fuck. And are they from her husband? Well, she got the white hair, and he got the white hair, and they're coming out black-haired, and they're coming out not looking like him at all, which I'm surprised Queen Alicent is like, bring the child to me now, I'm like, damn, that's uber, like, what's that? What is this, Emperor Alicent or something? And she's like fucking walking while she's bleeding on the floor.
Gross.
But part of it is, like, if she did say, no, I'm not going, it probably would work. The queen would be like, okay, but see, it's all power play. It's like, no, fuck you. You want, okay, I'm coming, and then her husband, Lenore, is trying to help her through this hall, and you can tell that he's an absent husband. He doesn't really care that much about the children because he knows he's got his lover on the side, and but he's still concerned for her safety, though, and he shows the right amount of support.
They're good buds.
They're good buds. And she goes in, and Alicent is like, I was like, why? Why are you doing this? Why do you need to see? And it turns out because she wants to. She's basically checking up on her former best friend's indiscretions. She wanted to see. Yeah, this one still doesn't. She leans over to Lenore. It's like, keep trying, because this one don't look like you. That is a barb. Not only to, I don't think Rhaenyra heard it, but that's a barb to Rhaenyra, and that's a barb to him. It's like, damn, okay.
It's not just a barb; it's a big threat, because it's
Sure.
just like, it's
Exile.
I know what your secret is.
Mm-hmm.
This is an issue, and it's the pettiest possible thing you can do. Just had a kid. Did you even push out the afterbirth yet? Oh, you haven't?
No.
Walk to me.
It's all leaking on the floor as they exit, yeah. So basically, she, her thing is that these children are illegitimate, okay? They have no claim to the throne because they're bastard illegitimate children. And she's trying to make that plain to her father in the most, or not father, husband, in the most sort of diplomatic way, and trying to handle things like that. But he is so far gone. He's in his own kind of realm where
willfully ignorant.
everyone is getting along, and those children. No, what are you talking about? There was a story about a fucking silver horse.
I once saw a horse fuck another horse, and therefore the children are legitimate.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Thank you, old man.
And
someone get this guy a Punnett Square. He doesn't know shit.
So you could tell when the child is born and the what is it, like her King's Guard or Queen's Guard comes in. What's this gentleman's name? Fuck.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Who?
The black
Strong?
kid guy?
Yeah, no, not Strong. The father of the children.
Strong.
Oh, it is Strong. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like he was supposed to be one of the strongest people in the land in the books and shit. But you could tell he's the father because, like, you know, Lenore's in there for like a little bit and then he exits the room.
Well, he's constantly making, fuck me eyes at Ray, and they're staring at each other all googly eyed. It's like, Jesus, you just had that one. Wait 10 minutes before you put another one in.
Exactly. So that situation is, bubbling, and the queen is trying to oust them. And Sir Kristen, who is now completely loyal to Alicent, is basically trying to help Alicent out and expose this secret. So as they're training the boys, he basically says, you're showing much concern, because he like beats up on the kids or it does some unfair shit. Has Aegon attack one of the smaller kids, and that I'm sure is going to be set up in the future that, they're bonding. And it's like, maybe if they continued training and you got the full amount of it, but there's a lot of hazing. There's a lot of, I don't like you, kid, kind of thing, which is going to create resentment in the future between these generations as they eventually fight on the battlefield. But he's like, stop being unfair to this. Like, is that how you fucking train? He's like, why are you showing so much concern? The concern of a cousin, brother, son, motherfucker. These are your sons, you stupid piece of shit.
This is a scene,
and then he just goes out and starts punching him.
Yeah, this is a scene that I don't necessarily like. I understand that Chris, like, I understand where these people sit, and like, you're supposed to hate Cole, like you're supposed to fucking hate him. But I would have really liked to see him more go from I'm so pro Rhaenyra, I want you to marry me, to she's a fucking cunt and I hate you. Like, I wanted to see more of that devolving. Also, if you insinuate under any circumstance that the queen's kids are not legitimate, you are allowed to have your ass beat to death under any circumstance. We've seen that already. So, like, I don't know. I don't like the scene very much because
he does beat his ass to death, but you're saying, why does he have consequences? Why does then the Hand of the King, who's the father of Strong, says, hey, man, we got to do something.
No, there should be no consequences.
Right.
He doesn't go to jail.
No.
You can kill Cole right there, cut his fucking head off, and be like, he just said that the queen's, the princess's sons are bastards.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know. To push the drama, so then we got that, and so his father's like, I gotta take him back to the castle. He's got responsibilities, and so they fuck off because of this incident, and we get some pranking scene with the pig, one of the boys,
Aemon.
On Alicent's side, Aemon. He's the younger guy, and he kind of feels like the runt of the litter, and he shows a lot of concern rather than Aegon, who's kind of fucking a weirdo asshole. And they're, hazing him and saying, "Here's your dragon," and it's a pig because he didn't have a dragon. So, and so he's just fascinated with dragons because he ain't got one. And he goes under the cave where the dragons are dwelling in their den, and I guess he runs into one of the dragons and nearly gets killed, kind of pisses the dragon off. But it doesn't kill him, and then he runs out and shit. So I don't know what they're setting up there in the future. Will this kid get a dragon himself, Brother Aemond? And yeah. So then Alicent is basically talking to her boys. Fucking Aegon is jerking it. He's a weird Joffrey kind of guy. I guess Joffrey never did that, but still, he's just a weirdo.
Joffrey stapled a prostitute to the wall. Like, he was just jerking off onto the people below. It's a different kind of fucked up.
Yeah, different kind of fucked up in the head. She's like, you need to fucking get your shit straight because, like, you are an heir to the throne. In our opinion, the legitimate heir to the throne. So fucking act right.
I don't want it.
Yeah, basically. And then we get a little bit of the story, Alex, if you want to go over some of the Daemon stuff.
Oh yeah, they're over in
Essos.
pretty much they're saying like we want you to establish yourself here. We'll give you a castle. You know, they'll do what the French
Pentos
did. The
is
French
like,
did to the Normans. They're like,
thank
hey,
you.
we can't fight off all these fucking Vikings, so you can live here forever, and then you can fight the Vikings for us. And they're just doing that. It's like you live here, you bring your dragons, and you fuck all these people up if they come to attack us because there's the Dorne and the Triumvirate are potentially allying together, and it could fuck them up. And he doesn't seem all that upset about the idea. It seems like he kind of wants to do it, and his wife doesn't want to do it.
He does want to do it.
Yeah.
He says, fuck the Westeros politics. I'm out of here.
Yeah, because all that political stuff. He's like, we know what this is.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
I'm
Yeah,
done
what's
with it.
out.
yeah.
He does have daughters with her. He's got Bela and Rhaena, where, he kind of seems like a disinterested father. I can't really tell, how he feels about his
not yet.
daughters. One of the daughters is trying to get her egg to hatch, and it's like you can't force the egg to be hatched. And it's like, she's worried she's not gonna get a dragon, and she explains to her, "Hey, I didn't have a dragon until 15." It's like, yeah, but I wanted to see when you got the dragon.
It's not a dragon. It's the dragon. You
dragon.
have the dragon. Where the fuck did it come from? I want to see that part.
And it's great, cool scene with the dragons flying around. They're doing impressive tricks, right? And for the people of Pentos, so that they're like, yeah, these guys are cool. Let's keep them here so that nobody attacks us because we got dragons, motherfucker. And so they do cool dragon riding CGI scene.
How'd you like the CGI in that scene?
It's not perfect,
Yeah.
but it's well enough where I'm like, all right, I'm fine with it. I mean, they don't have 100 million per episode like Lord of the Rings has. They have 10 million per episode, and so I'm like, I'll allow it.
Well, I thought that CGI in a lot of the cases in this episode was actually kind of poor, but it's like I will take poor CGI and
Yeah.
solid writing every single fucking
single
day
time.
because we have
Yep.
beautiful Lord of the Rings
Right.
and dog
It's a
shit.
shell.
Yeah. And then we kind of, this story gets accelerated here to push Daemon into action because his pregnant wife, Lena, cannot actually give birth. She can't get the baby out. And I'm like, fuck, man, I didn't realize this is the medieval times. We can either fucking cut her open and kill her, and it doesn't sound like the baby might not even be alive, may not survive itself. And so he has this crazy decision to make, which is sort of like the decision that his brother had to make, Viserys, in what he did. And I think really before the decision is made, maybe Lena's hearing this and she knows that she's fucking gone, so she takes matters into her own hands. They're like, "Oh shit, where'd she go?" And
It's, how do you lose her?
I know, right? And she walks out towards her dragon, and she says Dracarys, and the dragon doesn't do it at first because he's like, "But
She's
what?"
very old. She's hard of hearing. And she's like, what?
No, no. It's like, I don't want to do it. We're bonded, and she's like, and I think the dragon eventually realizes, okay, fucking, she dead, and the child along with her is dead. And Daemon sees this, and it's time to get Daemon back into Westeros and back into the mix. And I'm like, good, because that's when he's at his most interesting. He was just sitting there reading books of lineage
With
and
his
dragons
kids.
and shit. I guess he will bring his 2 kids. I don't know if the daughters actually factor into the story in the future. He just kind of ignores them like he ignores his wife. We'll see. But yeah, so back at the castle, Rhaenyra is realizing that her sort of indiscretions are now completely exposed. I don't know how she thought she could get away with it. I think maybe it makes more sense in the books, because in the books, the hair colors are different or the skin colors are different, so it seems like, yeah, you can hide that a little bit better. But here it's like pretty fucking obvious to everybody. And so she realizes it, and she's like, how about we have a royal marriage? We'll take one of my sons and marry off to one of your daughters. And you can see that Allison is like, ugh, no.
Your solution
not fucking
is,
happening.
I don't want a solution. I want to be mad and petty and mad and mad and mad.
She's like, that's a bastard son, and you're just, doing a play for power here because you've been exposed. No, my son will be the king. You're still trying to have your power. So I understand Alicent's side of it, but man, these two need to sit down and fucking talk it out. You know,
Not gonna happen.
not gonna happen. Go ahead.
I just need more from that. I mean, when the king's look, he's falling apart and dead. If he died in that room right there, then Rhaenyra's like, cool, you're dead, your son's dead, everyone you ever loved is dead, fuck you forever. And so it's like I want more into like Alicent just seems more like petty, and I'm not even thinking about anything because she's got no power once the king is gone, and the king is falling apart. Like literally, pieces of him are missing.
But I think that builds proper tension and it shows the type of person Rhaenyra is. Rhaenyra is not really playing the Game of Thrones too well. She doesn't have a fucking Larry's strong character to do the fucked up things that need to be done, because she could be doing fucked up things to Alicent. Because you're right. You know, if she takes over, she's the fucking heir, and she's like, no, you guys are out.
Well, no, I agree with you that I think Rhaenyra's not playing it well, but I don't think Alicent's playing it well at all.
You think she's being too outward with it?
I think that if the king dies,
I wonder if that's for the audience's benefit.
I think it's just we have to truncate 10 years worth of time and pettiness into one thing, and then it's just like it's one of the reasons I wanted more of it, because it's like I don't mind you being like a little crazy and you an asshole, because you're supposed to like not like the Greens,
right?
But you know, I wanted her to feel like she's playing the game a little bit better, and it feels like she's playing the game really poorly.
Yeah.
Because King dies,
and
she dies.
Frankly, she is. And that's why Larry Strong has to be like, I know what you're saying. You're not asking for it, but I see where I can benefit here, and I'll get rewarded later. So I'm going to do this shit for you.
Kill
you know?
all of these people. And she's like, I didn't want that. And he's like, well, no,
kill all of these people. He kills his fucking father and brother, doesn't he?
By lighting the whole place on fire. I
It's
think
like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I'm going to fucking kill my family so that I can fucking, get in.
You burn down Harrenhal, I guarantee more than 2 people die.
Yeah. And then sell
those bodies.
So before that happens, Lionel Strong comes in here and he's like, hey, I got to resign. And the king's like, no, you're not resigning. He's like, all right, well, then at least let me take my son back to the castle so that we can get his duties going, and then I'll be back. And then that's when Larry Strong enacts his plan based upon what Princess Alicent had told him. And kills these two, and I guess that opens up for Otto to come back. But I'm not sure the king in his weakened state, is he gonna accept Otto as the hand of his king?
It sounds like
I would be like, no, fuck that. I'll just get somebody else in the court. But I guess that's maybe what's going to happen. That Otto's gonna come back and offer his services, and the king's so weak right now and just confused that he's like, okay, let's do it, and then
Did he cut the tongues out of those guys so they could never tell anyone?
Yeah,
like
but that's stupid.
But then they wore the pin of the guy that they're serving right now. So it's just like, why would you cut our tongues out? Because you made us wear your little badge.
Oh, is that his badge? I noticed the camera focused on that, and I didn't recognize the badge.
Yeah, there's a
Kinda
beetle
looked
on
like
his cane. There's a beetle on his cane, and then
That's
he's
what it
like, I'm
was.
gonna cut your tongues out so you can never tell anyone.
Yeah.
But wear this name tag that says it's me.
Yeah, but hold on, that was for the audience, not. I don't think the people within the world are like, aha, that is the symbol on the cane that is constantly covered up by his hand as he's walking. No, that was for the audience. But I still think it's stupid because these motherfuckers can still confess. Well, no.
Maybe
Not if they're fucking,
Who
if they don't
was
know how to write, all right?
See,
they would have to learn.
Ask me.
Okay, who was it?
Or they start like acting like they've got a cane, and they just twist their legs, and they're like, oh, okay, the only guy with twisted legs.
I was trying to defend the show here, and like, well, no, maybe they don't know how to read or write, so it's not like they can write his name out.
Oh, maybe Larry wanted to make tacos. You like tongue
Gross.
tacos?
They
Tacos,
could
great.
just be like this guy right here.
Yeah, that one.
Anyways, so he enacts the plan, and that's gonna really propel this thing forward. Yep. And I think, also forgot that Rhaenyra is like, fuck, well, she didn't accept my last-ditch plan. I've been exposed. Let's get the fuck out of here. And she takes her husband with her, and he's like, yeah, you can bring your boyfriend. And
Total bro
like,
move.
Thank you.
That
Yeah,
really
she's pretty sweet. And then so they're going to go to Dragonstone. And I'm like, man, I don't know, dude. I still don't have any idea of the loyalties and forces of each of these sides, so I don't know where their power levels are. And I think intentionally the show is doing that because of it's saving it for these moments where the houses start pledging to each of the houses, and then we understand where the power levels are, and then how is Daemon going to factor into this?
Well, after next time jump, he gets a rhinoceros army.
If he's coming back, is he going to want to go to Dragonstone? And then she's already at Dragonstone. I don't know what's happening, and we're going to figure it out. Next episode, Driftmark, directed by the same director, and TBA on the writer. But I have confidence that it's going to be good because the show's going well, and I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know it's difficult. Each one of these time jumps leaves a little bit to be desired, a lot of it to be desired, and I hope that that's the last time jump that we have. The only thing, based upon the material in the book, I think one more time jump could be viable or could be necessary.
You need Aegon to get older, I think.
I think you need Aegon to get older, and some of those younger boys, if they're going to be in battle and they're going to be fighting, they need to be older too. So it's potentially one more time jump. And then that's it.
Or toddlers on dragons. That would be kind of funny.
Toddlers on dragons.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
No, I would not want to see that. Anyways, thank y'all guys so much. We're enjoying it. Tell us what you think in the comments, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.